Hello, family members. I hope you're having a nice day today. BB and I are here to tell you a little bit about love, but not romantic love, platonic love. So let's get into it. I'm a little late to the wicked party. I admit it. I honestly had just decided, since it was a two-parter, I'd just wait until part two was out and just watch both of them together. Because, why not? Anyway, one of my best friends in the entire world is here visiting me. She drove from another state and is spending her daughter's spring break with me, and I feel very, very blessed. And she is my musical theater friend, my fellow Disney adult music theater person. And she loves Wicked, and she's like, "Do you want to watch it while I'm there?" And I'm like, "Yes." Getting to watch it for the first time with you is perfect. She's also the person who I watched The Greatest Showman with for the first time, so this seems to be a tradition with us. And watching that movie with one of my closest friends, somebody who was there for me when I had cancer and has been with me through all of the things I've been going through. And then the song at the dance club, and I'm watching it and I realize this is a love song about platonic love. Like, these two women are falling in love, but platonically. And that really touched me. You don't really, when you're aromantic, love songs are a little incomprehensible to you sometimes. And then to be able to actually hear a love song that's about a kind of love that I can relate to in the same room with someone who I have that kind of love with, it's kind of amazing. Golly, I don't know why my joint will not stay lit. Then after that, we watched the First Wives Club. And it really made me realize how powerful and enjoyable it is to see multiple actresses, talented actresses, working together in a movie. And the movie being about their relationship with each other. I would love to see more of that. It's so sad that First Wives Club and Wicked and things like that are kind of the exception rather than the rule. You know, for some reason, people think stories that are centered on multiple women are, not viable commercially. And I don't think that's true. Look at Wicked. When they're well cast, when they're well made, when they have, the appropriate marketing, they can be huge, you know? I mean, even Barbie to a certain extent really wasn't like that. I mean, the relationships between the different Barbies and the other female characters were important, but it really wasn't about the relationships, you know? Sorry about that. Yeah. It's hard for women to have platonic love in their lives. I think a lot of people don't think that's true. I think that people think that men have this unique loneliness in this society. But the thing is, it's hard for middle-aged women to maintain friendships. We're all so busy. Well, not me, but, like normal ones. They have kids, they have elderly parents, they, sometimes they'll have like siblings who have, substance abuse issues, uh, friends and family who they need to help out with, and then of course you add in like divorce, baby daddies, baby mamas, step this and step that, and it just gets really, really complicated. And women are just kind of expected to give up our female friendships and be the like emotional backbone of our families. And it just makes it really hard for women to maintain friendships because they just don't have time. They're doing all the housework, they're working full time, taking care of everyone else. When the heck are they ever going to have time for them and their friends? And anytime that they try to have like a girls' night, they're going to be kind of guilted about it. People are going to act like it's frivolous and unimportant. That's lonely. That's a really lonely thing. Even women who have wonderful relationships with their husbands could easily be very lonely in a situation like that, because you need to have more than one person to talk to about things. You need to have more than one perspective. You need to be able to have someone to complain about your partner to. Even though you love your partner, sometimes they do things that annoy the crap out of you. And you need to be able to express that. And not just to them. Or maybe they're going through something rough and they need your support. And you need to be supported as you support them. And you got to get that support from somebody else. It's really, really important for all of us, men and women, and non-binary individuals, everybody, to have multiple people that we trust and that we talk to on a regular basis and know what is going on in our lives. And maintaining those kind of relationships is not easy. And so we have this like idea that it's like BFFs, best friends forever. But your real people are going to drift in and out of your life. There are going to be times when they are like right there, involved in every minute of what's going on with you. And they know every minute detail of your life. And then there's going to be periods of time where you maybe don't talk that much. Just message each other every few months or something. And that's okay. It's okay for relationships to fluctuate. We need to learn how to have these kind of healthy relationships that don't feel like they have to be the same kind of friendship all the time. A friend is still a good friend, even if you haven't talked to them for a while, and because their life's busy and your life's busy and blah, blah, blah. That's okay. It's okay to be out of touch for a while and then be back in touch and out of touch and back in touch. That's okay. Those kinds of friendships are still very valuable, still very important, and should be nurtured. Instead of being like, well, this person hasn't talked to me in such and so amount of times, I'm done with them, That's just not a healthy way to approach things. Um, I feel like women are lonely, and I think that a lot of people are lonely, and it's because we're not told to put much value in platonic love. There's romantic love, familial love, and then like platonic love is in the like way back. And that to me is like, it's so wrong, because no type of love is necessarily more important than another. I've had some real rough friendship breakups. Um, Probably the first one is someone I was really close with when I was in like my last couple of years of college. And we were like two peas in a pod. And we spent all our time together. And we were, you know, just best friends. And she wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a chiropractor, like a medical doctor. So she goes to med school and I go to chiropractic college. And during my very first finals, I had like all these tests to study for. She gets in a fight with a mutual friend of ours and then expects me to pick sides and get involved in this drama when I had all this other stuff to do. And she's like, all right, it's me or her. Pick right now. And I'm like, okay, it's her. And that was that. And it was so hard. I had some very severe depression after that. But there's not friendship breakup songs for me to listen to and wallow in my grief. People don't understand how to react or don't react. They'll just completely ignore the fact that a relationship that I thought was going to be like a lifelong friendship, that, we were like soul sister kind of closeness kind of thing, and it's just gone like that. And it was really, really hard on me. Like, honestly, it like took me down a bit. And I was completely alone trying to deal with it. At the time, I didn't even know I was aromantic, I didn't understand that. I think in a lot of ways that relationship was kind of like my first QPR. Like, I don't, I mean, I don't think it'd be fair to say that, since you can't really have a QPR without two people who are like willing participants. But it was sort of, that was the vibe that I was going for, and I just didn't know it yet. I hadn't found the words. And, I still think about her. I still hope she's doing fine out there. I don't want to hear anything from her. That's over, but I hope she's doing well, And we don't teach people how to cope with friendship breakups. We don't teach people how to understand that, you might have a rough patch in a relationship and then it might get better. And things might go back to being better than they even were before. And you might be closer than ever afterwards. That's happened to me. I'd say the first person that actually will admit that we had a QPR with me, that, the two of us were QPR, is my friend Katrina. And I hope she don't mind me naming her here, but she was going through some very complicated things in her life. And it was really, really tough being so, I think I was too dependent on her. I put too much of my social needs in the Katrina basket, and when she was unable to, function in that regard, because things were kind of falling apart in her marriage and all. Oh, it was hard for me. I was really hurt. And I was done with her. I thought I would never have any contact with her again. Again, I hoped that she did well. I knew her sisters and her mom and her whole family really. And so, like there was always, I was going to hear about her family or her things related to her because small town. But, I thought we were done. And then I start hearing from like other people, that she wanted to be in contact. Like she was reaching out and talking to like my cousin who she knew. I don't know who all she ended up talking to, but there was more than one person. And so, I was like, all right, I'll talk to her. And when I talked to her, I didn't hold back. I told her everything that she did that upset me, everything that I was hurt by. I did not hold back at all. And, she apologized. I was able eventually to, kind of see a little bit better her perspective on things. And, it took a long time, but slowly over time, we've become close friends again. And I'm glad. I'm really glad. I missed that relationship. I'm glad it was something that we could salvage. I'm glad that friendship breakup wasn't permanent. And I don't think I've ever seen a relationship like that really depicted in media. You just don't see. The closest I can think of is beaches. I was talking about beaches earlier too. That's kind of funny. Well, I did watch a Bette Midler movie, so. Um, but in beaches, you have friends who kind of are closer and then further apart and closer and further apart in their lives. That does happen. But again, it's the exception. It's the exception rather than the rule. And the fact of the matter is, for human beings, for adult friendships, that is the rule, not the exception. We get it exactly backwards. Like, I don't understand how we expect people to have healthy romantic relationships if we don't give them the tools they need to have healthy friend relationships. Everybody deserves a good support system. So, watching Wicked it was a nice thing to be able to see that. And I'm sorry, but I'm team, I need that boy and those girls to be in a polyamorous relationship. That's where I am. I'm like, hey, if he likes them both and they love each other and he likes them, why not? Of course, no, obviously that's not going to happen in the actual narrative, but I bet there's going to be some really delightful fan fiction about that. But QPRs are just, I don't know. I think more allosexual people need to have them, and allo-romantic people need to have them. I think y'all, you need to have that person or those people in your lives. And, it's okay if sometimes they're there right up in your business, and if they're not, some other times. I have a very complicated relationship with my ex-girlfriend, current quasi-partner thing person, Katie. I don't know what Katrina and Katie. I don't know how this happens. It's not my fault. I, maybe I have a type. They are both goth. Oh gosh. And short. Oh no. I do have a type. Ah! I had no idea. Well, anyway. It's nice to have somebody like her, though, that is willing to talk about relationships and redefine labels if need be, and just kind of take things as they come, because that's how life works, you know? You never know. You don't know what you don't know. You can't know what's coming that you don't expect, right? It's just life. Come here, Shimmertail. Pray. Of course, she's got to be right off camera. You can't see her, but she's got her little tail shimmers going. Pray. Anyway, I would love to see more, stories about that for not just women, for men too. There's been some good movies where there were male friendships, but but like, do they really talk about the the true depth and necessity of it? Not that often. And it often is in sort of like a cartoonish way, you know? I we all need each other. Humans are social beings. Even I, fairly antisocial, a romantic woman, even I need my social stimulation, you know? And being homebound, I kind of get it virtually a lot of the time. But, even I need it. Even a hermit like me. Family members, I think I've exhausted myself on this topic. This isn't necessarily the longest video I've ever made, but I think I kind of gotten to the point where I'm just repeating myself, so I'll let you go. You want to get a little close-up of this Biebrator? Hey, baby. Beep. And of course, we got Mr. Casey Bear. And Osprey, of course. She really showed her butt on this one, though, I have to say. All right, take care of yourselves, family members. Reach out to your friends, even if you haven't heard from them in a while, especially if you haven't heard from them in a while. And you'll be happy you did. Bye.